Kevin Feige wants you to know that everything is fine. Nothing is wrong. Marvel certainly isn't burning to the ground around him, right? Hello, I'm Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster. Hope you guys like the new set. A lot of work went into it. If you don't like it, what can I say? This is easier. Kevin Feige was once Hollywood's most powerful producer. He was the avatar of the MCU, the genius behind its multi-billion-dollar victories. He was the architect of its success, the box office golden boy. Ha! Gay! Or at least that's what Feige wanted you and probably Bob Iger and the Disney C-suite to believe. In actuality, Feige is a guy whose greatest talent lies in standing next to creative people and taking credit for their success.
I defeated Scrooge McDuck! We were on the same team!
He coasted off the goodwill earned by legends like Jon Favreau, Joss Whedon, and the Russos, convincing all of us along the way that he had some kind of secret sauce for success. But then what happens when all those talented people suddenly just up and go away, huh? Well, Feige was left on his own, and then he was forced to sink or swim. And well...
money!
He sank. Since Avengers Endgame, we've gotten to see the real Kevin Feige, the clueless, bumbling, hat-wearing hack obsessed with virtue signaling at every corner and showing the world what a swell guy he really is. He's the guy who turned the MCU, a well-oiled machine that printed money, into the msheu, a cultural laughingstock that tanked a once profitable studio, leaving it in the deepest, darkest depths of irrelevance. Since post-Endgame's shift to a virtue-signaling business model, Marvel can't get a hit to save its life outside of nostalgia pops like Spider-Man No Way Home or Deadpool and Wolverine. Honestly, it's not just the virtue signaling. It's also the fact that no one at Marvel seems to know what the hell they're doing anymore. Scripts are being rewritten left and right. Movies are being reshot, leading to disjointed Frankenstein's monster abominations like Captain America Brave New World and The Marvels, which both bombed spectacularly at the box office.
Money, please.
Oh, no, there's no money.
In his latest attempt to pat himself on the back ahead of the release of the Fantastic Four First Steps, Feige did a puff-piece interview with the shills over at Variety. And there's some truly alarming stuff buried underneath all the unearned gloating and congratulatory language. Apparently, Avengers Doomsday is currently shooting without a finished script, but that's not all. He also insisted that Marvel isn't woke and claimed the decision to replace Kang was made before Jonathan Majors had his run-in with the law.
Unsubstantiated fantasy! Lies! Lies! Lies!
The lies are coming in hot and heavy, and we're going to cover them all today on Tooney Town TV. All right, guys, let's see what old Kev Feige has got for us today. So right here on That Park Place, Kevin Feige insists Marvel isn't woke as studio doubles down on diversity-driven stories and characters. Wow, this was quite the day for Kevin Feige. This all comes from this Variety article that he did. This interview with Variety. Variety, fresh off of trying to tank Superman by trying to ask everyone and their mother questions on the red carpet about politics. They went into this with Feige, and look, he's more than willing to rise to their bait with the, is this the gayest thing you've ever done? So, recent interview, Kevin Feige pushed back against critics accusing the Marvel Cinematic Universe of embracing a woke agenda, particularly in its emphasis on diversity and female-led narratives. Now, these comments come at a time when the franchise has faced declining box office returns, with several high-profile projects underperforming despite heavy promotion of inclusive storytelling. Now, he said, I said this before woke and DEI became a thing, and I'm still saying it after. Marvel is the world outside your window. It's not Gotham City and Metropolis. This is New York and LA. And yes, there's also Wakanda and Asgard, but it's all made up of people who make up our world.
I don't care.
Oh, well done, Feige. Well done. Yeah, so it's not woke. The world is just woke. And that's what Feige wants. He's trying to show us the world. So, if you were going into a Marvel movie wanting to escape this world, who wanted some escapism for a moment. Nah, don't worry. Kevin Feige is going to make sure that all the identity politics that clog up your newsfeed every single day are present in every last bit of escapism that you try to have.
Son of a bitch!
And guys, that's not me talking about just including women and diverse characters and things. And far from it. I mean, there's no problem with that. It's the fact that they make these like specific like girl power movies and these specific, you got to do better, Senator, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's all nonsense. It's all virtue signaling. The problem is not diversity. The problem is virtue signaling. That's the big thing. When you're looking at something and you read it as political propaganda, that is when you are not trying, no one's trying to entertain you in that instance. They're not trying to present to you a story that you will connect with. They're trying to give you a civics lecture. So the remark echoes sentiments that he has expressed before, framing Marvel's content as a reflection of real whatever it is. He also expressed pride in characters like Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, played by Iman Vellani, calling her one of the greatest bits of casting we've ever done. Really, Kev? In what way? Because I would assume like great casting is somebody who received critical acclaim, not to mention financial success, like, Robert Downey Jr. or Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, a Samuel L. Jackson. What we got with Iman Vellani was a Disney Plus series that at the time it aired was the lowest rated and lowest viewed Disney Plus series of all time. Don't worry, that record I believe has since been broken. Because all records are made to be broken. You have not seen how low Marvel can go yet. But then also she appeared in The Marvels, which is the biggest bomb in the history of the company. So in what way is this one of the greatest bits of casting you've ever done if it's not resonating with the audience? And therein, guys, lies a major point here. It's not about you. It's not about the audience. He doesn't care if the audience likes it. He likes it. That's all that matters for Kevin Feige.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
And if you don't like it, well, bend over, Abigail May, because it's coming back. All of it's coming back. He is not shifting his perspective one iota, and it's his Fantastic Four movie. Just says it right there. The Fantastic Four First Steps was already coming out at a time in which Marvel was well aware of people's criticisms of the msheu, and they still decided that they were going to go with a female Silver Surfer instead of the male Norrin Rad. They still decided Sue Storm was going to have to be the centerpiece of the movie and the leader of the team, and they still decided to cast Pedro Pascal, who has ovaries. Not really. Well, maybe. I don't know. I've never looked at his medical records, but I don't know. I think he at least probably lactates. Maybe.
Rising to the top, push it to the edge, give it all you got, barely break a sweat, strong woman, strong.
But that's not all Big Kev had to say. No, he also talked about the Kang the Conqueror situation. So he says, as the Marvel Cinematic Universe gears up for Avengers Doomsday, controversy has erupted over Kevin Feige's comments on his decision to abandon Kang the Conqueror in favor of Dr. Doom. So Kevin Feige claimed that the shift from Kang to Doom was a creative choice that was made long before Jonathan Majors' legal issues.
I have never heard so many lies in my entire life other than when I was saying them.
For those of you that don't know, we'll get into it all. So Feige's narrative. In this interview with Variety, Feige doubled down on his explanation for pivoting from Kang, and said even before what had happened to the actor, we had started to realize that Kang wasn't Thanos. There was only one character that could be that because he was that in the comics for decades and decades. And because of the Fox acquisition, we finally had it. And that's Dr. Doom. He then added the discussions with Downey actually began before Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and that Doom was always eyed as the bigger threat. Really, Kev? Because then why did you film that scene at the end of Quantumania with all the Kangs? Why did you announce a movie called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
But don't worry, guys. So what happened with Jonathan Majors? Obviously, there was a domestic issue involving his ex-girlfriend. He was convicted on a misdemeanor count and was then immediately dropped by Marvel. So they moved from Kang to Doom. And, Feige wants you to believe that was always the plan.
This is a lie.
But don't worry, guys. Someone actually called him out on it. Yes, it's our old friend Beau DeMayo. Beau DeMayo, the former showrunner of X-Men 97, who was fired shortly before the premiere. And he said in 2023, I was working on season 2 of X-Men 97, which is Kang, and it Majors was definitely who would have voiced the character. I remember seeing John Wick 4 in March 2023 with a top exec at Marvel at the American Movie Theater in Glensdale. The weekend the news broke about Major's legal trouble, discussing how Kang was definitely the game plan and the studio was afraid. And this is my favorite part. He is straight up lying. Variety need to do journalism and stop being a contracted PR firm for Marvel Studios' pathetic attempts at damage control. Oh, but guys, we're not done, because this also came out in the same interview. We found out that Avengers Doomsday has just brought in the writer of Loki, Michael Waldron, to help finish the script of a movie that has been filming actively since April, which means this big, huge Marvel Studios film, Avengers Doomsday, the next big team up, the first big team up since Endgame, and they are filming for 3 months without a script. Loki creator Michael Waldron has been brought on to assist with the script for Avengers Doomsday. Yes, that means the script for the next massive Marvel team-up film isn't done yet, even though principal photography has been underway since April of 2025. This was confirmed by Kevin Feige and highlights his ongoing revisions to the screenplay during production, a practice that has plagued recent MCU projects and doesn't inspire confidence in the film's outcome. Now, with echoes of the troubled production of Captain America Brave New World, which underwent extensive reshoots and rewrites after poor test screenings, fans and industry watchers are questioning whether Marvel is repeating past mistakes on what should be one of its flagship blockbusters. So let's take a look. Feige said, there is plussing happening every day on set right now, and it is amazing to watch. He said Loki creator Michael Waldron is now also working on it. So not only is this script not done, not only are they still actively writing it while filming for 3 months, but they're bringing in new creatives to work on it, new creative visions that have not been there since the start. That is not a good sign. You know what it reminds me of, guys? It reminds me of this right here. Captain America, Brave New World, Flop City. And this movie was pulled apart, rewritten, reshot. They took out Seth Rollins. They added in Giancarlo Esposito. They presented it to us in brand new packaging, and it was so obvious. The movie was stitched together. It was some heinous Frankenstein's monster of a film.
I'm Baron once bad, then good. Now bad again, Beaver, in a beguiling superhero ensemble.
There was no hiding it. I mean, good Lord, you could tell what scenes were green screen. You could tell the lines that they added in post, like as voiceover to explain away plot holes. It was terrible. The Marvels did the same exact thing, but that was always going to bomb. But anyway, both those movies bombed horrifically. And now the same thing is happening with the Avengers, guys. Look, we're going into Fantastic Four this weekend. I'm seeing it Thursday, so we'll have a review on the channel for you guys and a review up on That Park Place, going through whether or not this movie is actually any good. I have very low expectations, so you never know. I might be pleasantly surprised. It has happened before. Sometimes when I go in with too high of expectations, I come out disliking something that probably was more in the middle, aka Superman. But yeah, guys, what do you think about the future of Marvel? Do these Avengers films have any hope if Kevin Feige is still bringing on writers this late into the production? I want to know what you think. Sound off in the comment section below and let me know. Anyone with any hope that Marvel could possibly come back and reach the soaring heights of yesteryear have a pretty big roadblock ahead of them. Now, that roadblock is Kevin Feige.
Who's been messing up everything?
This man has proven to us time and time again that he is not the creative genius the world once mistook him for. But the problem here might be that Feige himself believes that Kevin Feige is a creative genius. Because now we've got a my way or the highway Kevin Feige making all of Marvel's big decisions. So even with the Russos back, the fact that the script for Doomsday is still being written 3 months into filming is a sign that even with creative forces back in the director's chairs, the same mistakes that led to the fall of the Marvels and Brave New World are still being made. And they're still being made by Kevin Feige.
I am assuming direct control.
And unfortunately, it seems like that's a reality that we can't just snap away. If you liked what you saw here today, please like, share, and subscribe. Click that little bell icon to get notified of new videos as they drop. From all of us here at the Tooney channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here!